Nice digs. Think you got a message on that thing.
Download and begin playback.
Cipher 9, Intelligence is finalizing your target list, but in the meantime, there's a formality we need to address. With Darth Jadis' demise, his seat on the Dark Council has opened. It will be filled by his daughter and sole apprentice, Darth Jorid.
Jadis has a daughter?
Lord Jorid demands to meet with you. Proceed to Korriban at once. She has authorized your presence in the Sith Academy.
What are the odds she blames me for her father's assassination?
I'll give you 2 to 1. You know how to make friends in high places. Give me a shout if you need something. I'm gonna see how they stock the lounge.
Look who made it all the way to Korriban. I think we have a visitor.
Yes, my lord.
Commander, I want to be informal with my bodyguards.
Yes, Lady Jorid.
Delightful. You, my pretty alien. Don't you find my bodyguards delightful?
I'm afraid I don't share your views.
Oh. How difficult it must be to live your life with so little taste. Delightful bodyguard, I have a request.
Yes, my lady?
Kill our visitor, please.
As you wish. She's as good as dead.
Oh, wonderful. My poor bodyguards.
I'm starting to get a little peeved. And a little creeped out.
We haven't been introduced. I'm Darth Jorid, Lord of the Dark Council and successor to Darth Jadis. I hear you're investigating my father's assassination. I wanted to see if you were worthy.
You tried to kill me.
I didn't try to kill you. I had my servants try to kill you. I could sense your feelings during the fight. I think you'll do nicely tracking these terrorists. But are you really sure that this eagle killed the mighty Darth Jadis?
If you have another theory, why don't you tell me?
I should make you crawl and beg for my wisdom. Later, perhaps. Jadis. Jadis believed in spreading fear and anger to every planet and species in the Empire. Even to creatures like you. Perhaps his ambitions drew too much attention. Any one of his rivals on the Dark Council might have killed him.
You're his daughter. How did you feel about him?
Oh, I hated my father. He taught me to keep my emotions seething inside and show no one. I disobeyed. Chase after your terrorists. Save the lives of your Imperial friends. But if you learn who's really responsible, come to me. I've earned my place on the Dark Council, and I won't share my father's fate. Dismissed.
This is Cipher 9 to headquarters. Do you have my target list?
Watcher 2 here. I've finished preliminary mapping of the Eagle's network. Your designated targets are terror cells located on Balmorra, near the Republic border, and on Nar Shaddaa in Hutt space.
I just had a very interesting meeting with Darth Jadis' daughter. Any information on her?
I'm afraid that data isn't mission relevant. Contact me once you've arrived at either location, Cipher. Watcher 2 out.
Ikak na ino. Alakak nebo ramwa. Naya nam ramkam. Kala amkam mani. Libik bak.
What's the situation?
Manuk maraka naja. Ki nawabam. Yak manala. Ham ino memnu. Naja naya amkam mimik meraka.
Tell me why not.
Laboram amka. Mamni nikag. Nagnaya mamni kamgam. Rujakak. Young Kim Aliam.
Sorry about that, Cipher 9. Welcome to the Eastern Galactic Front. This whole star system is a crisis point. Republic and Empire are testing one another's strength. Meanwhile, the terrorists lurk in the middle.
Good to see a friendly face.
Good seeing you as well. I'm sorry the circumstances have to be unpleasant. The Eagle's men are using the war as a cover for local activities. Balmorra is their training ground. Cell members recruit, instruct, and arm new terrorists here, fresh soldiers destined for other points in the network. It's a vital part of the system.
So where do I sign up to join?
That I can't tell you, but you have the right idea. To dismantle the terror cell there, you'll need local support. I'm alerting one of our officials to your presence. Lucerne Renald is the station chief in Sobrik, the Imperial settlement where you landed. He runs intelligence operations on Balmorra and can brief you more thoroughly.
What's your assessment of the man?
He's worked for us for decades. I've never met him, but I expect he's loyal. Renald runs his affairs out of the back of an arms dealership. He'll be waiting for you when you arrive. Move quickly on this one, Cypher 9, and watch what you say. If things go bad, you'll have half a planet gunning for you.
Agent, good to see the Empire's finest hitting up this bombed-out crater. Captain Rigel, Imperial Conquest Consolidation Corps. When the Empire invades, we're the ones who seal the deal. Don't suppose you're aware of the situation here on Balmorra?
I've been briefed, but I could use more details.
It's war, bloody and limitless. The Empire invaded Balmorra in the last war, but we've been spinning our wheels in the mud ever since. Resistance fighters think they can drive the Empire off Balmorra. We're here to prove them wrong.
How hard can it be to put down a few resistance?
It's not just a few resistance, they're well organised and well armed, but they can be broken. The Balmorran government in exile, backed by Minister of Defence Vol Argen, is giving us fits, backing a strong faction of the resistance. The Minister is safely off-planet, but if we break his allies here, we break him. We break him, we break the resistance.
Why doesn't Imperial Intelligence just have him assassinated?
Yeah, I get your thinking, cut off the head and kill the body, except resistance movements aren't organisms, exactly. If we took out Argen, it'd be big, but as long as his power base stands, some other idealist is bound to step in. That's why we need to take everything out. Do we have the privilege of your support?
I suppose I could give it a look.
My second-in-command, Lieutenant Davril, is in Sobrick, waiting to brief you on the operation's first mission, if you decide you're in. He's got plans to blow the Balmorran resistance sky high. I think you'll like them.
Agent, I hope you're tough. I hope you like to get dirty. The battle for Balmorra can only be won with blood, sweat, and tears. Our sweat, their blood and tears. The government in exile, the resistance, cowards. We're going to bury them in their little hidey holes.
How do I fit in?
The old government's sending generators to the resistance, powering their artillery. The resistance has given pardons to Balmorra's worst killers in exchange for a little guard duty. Phase 1 of Operation Breaking Point is to destroy those generators and put those killers to sleep. You in?
I can spare a minute.
You find the time. You rain death. The generators are in the Nibre warehouse. If you can blow them to pieces, you'll show the Balmorran resistance it takes more than cold-blooded killers to stop the Empire.
Well, what have we here? Let me take a look at you. Splendid! No one ever suspects an alien. I'm glad Keeper finally sent someone. Pity it took a disaster to get headquarters attention.
You're talking about the attack on Drummond Cars.
Disaster's the only word for it. Thousands dead, a Dark Council member assassinated. Hard to believe the Empire's come to this. But here, I'm being a poor host. Have a drink. Settle in after your trip. This shop doesn't look like much, but it's secure.
Do you always imbibe on the job?
And I suppose you've never sat in a cantina with a glass of Uranian brandy hoping your cover hasn't been blown. Ours is a dangerous profession, Agent. We all find ways to take the edge off. But on to business. These terrorists you're after, they've been a thorn in my side for a long while. They're worse than the Republic in some ways.
Why do you say that?
Familiarity. The terrorists know Balmorra. The Republic doesn't, at least not as well. This terror cell is homegrown, made up of Balmorrans unhappy with the Empire's rule. I suspect the Republic tacitly supports the terrorists. We're their common enemy. So we do our best to cope with the bombings and sabotage.
I suppose you just sit back and wait for their attacks.
Don't be absurd. The terrorists don't announce their plans in advance, so there's little we can do. The governor makes an example of a few dozen Balmorrans after each attack, but it doesn't have much of an effect. Meanwhile, I've been studying the terror cell's structure, and there's good news. If we can take out the local leader, the cell should fall apart.
You have this plan, but you haven't actually implemented it.
Yes, well, we don't know exactly who the leader is. The terrorists call the man in charge Grey Star. He runs the cell, gives the orders, and knows all the secrets. They claim Grey Star used to work with the Eagle, but who can be sure? Only the high-ranking cell members know Greystar's identity.
It's a complication, but there's opportunity there.
I have a mole inside the terrorist cell already. He's a good lad. No cipher, though. He can bring you in. You'd have the opportunity to impress the terrorists, win their trust.
And gain access to their leader.
Precisely. Greystar will be ours. Sanju Pine, my operative, can introduce you to the terrorist recruiters at the Troida military workshop outside the safe zone. But be careful how you present yourself. If the terrorists suspect you're Imperial, you'll lose Greystar. And your lives.
Don't waste my time, Sanju. You're lucky to even be here.
I got you those scramblers, didn't I? Come on, Chemish, you owe me. Maybe not big time, but you owe me.
When's the last time you did an operation for us?
What? Come on, we've been over this.
Greystar didn't send out a call for cowards, and neither did the Eagle. Do you think...
Hey, someone finally made it. It's great to meet you in person. This is the group I was telling you about. I think you'll get along with them real well. Better than I do, hopefully.
You're cute, but I think I'd remember if we'd met.
What? I know... Sorry, I had to be vague during our HoloNet talks. My real name's Sanju Pine. Chemish, this is the woman who got in touch with me after the Eagles broadcast. Said she wanted to join us.
Uh-huh. Sanju says you fought the Imperials at Druckenwell. Says the Empire has a bounty on your head.
I didn't know you were at Druckenwell. We should talk.
Is all that real? You some ace killer looking to get the Empire off Balmora?
You think I don't live up to my reputation?
Maybe I do. Can you blame me? My name's Chemish. These people here, they follow Greystar, our founder. They've been spat on, starved, and punished by the Empire. Now you're not from Balmora. You haven't been through what they've been through. Makes me wonder how far I can trust you.
What makes you judge and jury around here?
See these cybernetics? Earned them after an Imperial soldier threw me to the torture droids because I looked threatening when I was 18.
Damn. Chemish, I never realized you...
Sure, Sanju. So, yeah, I've earned respect around here. I've earned Greystar's trust. You've got a long way to go. Look, I don't have a problem finding people for sabotage and suicide runs. But real soldiers, they're harder to find. So, take a job, show you're useful, then we'll talk.
What do you want from me, Chemish?
There's an abandoned factory not far from here. Used to make droids, but its defenses went haywire when the Empire took over. Place is swarming with rogue security units. It's also full of expensive equipment. Get inside, and there's something I want.
You're sending me on a salvage operation? Get serious.
If you don't think you're up for it, I can shoot you here and now. Wouldn't bother me a bit. The Okara droid factory produced shielded power cores for stealth droids. I want a case for my people. My people can convert the cores into explosives, plant them around an enemy base, and thanks to the stealth shielding, no one will know until it's too late.
You people have no idea what you're doing, do you?
Shut up. You have a better plan? You can tell me after you prove yourself.
Just do what she asks, and don't mess up. I won't stick my neck out for you.
The Watchers said new agents were in the area. It's good you're here. I'm Fixer 66. I'm with the Operations Branch of Imperial Intelligence, and if you have a moment, I'd like to show you something.
I see you're monitoring communications. What more should I know?
On the left is an ordinary Republic comm unit issued to Resistance fighters. You've probably seen hundreds before. This other one is a Republic comm unit that has undergone some surgery. Please look, don't touch. The second one contains a ½ kilo of high explosive that detonates when the talk button is pressed.
This is why I never let my holocom out of my sight.
The plan is to take a few of these sabotaged comm units behind the Resistance's lines and plant them on their dead. The Resistance should soon salvage the comms and take them back to their headquarters. The resulting explosions will cripple and panic them. We'd prefer someone like you to take point. Someone who won't break if captured and who can go without reinforcements. Can you do this?
Let's get this done.
Head over to our technical man, a Balmora local we drafted. The men call him Toybox. He'll give you the ordnance and show you how to transport it safely.
Fixer 66 called with the details. I've got your comm units rigged and ready to go. Oh, my name's Toybox. or that's what they call me. I used to make... Well, never mind. Quite a plan the Fixer's got. What do you think of it?
I like it. It exterminates the Resistance in their nests.
The Resistance? Or anyone else that picks up the comm unit? He's assuming soldiers will be the ones stripping any Resistance bodies, but civilians pick over bodies all the time. Refugees, sympathizers, sometimes you'll even see children do it.
It's regrettable. Unfortunately, no one makes a child-proof bomb.
No, but it's more practical to kill a soldier than a civilian, right? We want a high-value target. While I was making the bombs, I remembered I had some empty grenade casings lying around. Now, a comm unit anyone will activate. But if we trapped a grenade to explode when armed, only soldiers will be in the blast. What would you think of that?
Give me the grenades. I'll put them to use.
Here, they're all of the same type, so you don't confuse them with any you might be carrying. Just put them on the Resistance bodies, and Fixer 66 will love the results, I guarantee it.
Must have been imagining things, but I could have sworn I heard those generators go pop from here. Good work, but it looks like the Resistance isn't done yet.
You'd think the Empire would have an easier time with a ragtag bunch of Resistance fighters.
Used to be we kept the Resistance in check in the wilds, but now they've started to get bolder. They're attacking Imperial holdings in the old Balmoran industrial area. We need to punish their boldness. Lieutenant Thorpe at Marcaran Outpost has some ideas about how to put the Resistance back in their place.
I hear your exploits with Lieutenant Davril went well. Let us hope you are versatile. Unlike my esteemed colleague, I do not base my mission's success on the decibel level of the explosions. Breaking the spirits of a Resistance movement is like cooking a fine meal.
I don't do dinner service.
Funny. The Resistance has the people's backing. We must crush the spirits of the people to crush the Resistance. No doubt Lieutenant Davril told you that they've brought in cyborg mercenaries from off-world, using an experimental new drop technology to land them on the planet. These cyborgs are killing our soldiers left and right.
In that case, I hope you have a good plan.
You'll be the judge of that, I'm sure. I believe we can catch them by surprise at this location. But here's the key. I want to send the Balmoran people a clear message. We collect the technology the cyborgs use to drop onto Balmora and use it against them. Kill the cyborgs, collect the technology. What do you think?
I suppose it's not the worst plan I've heard.
I thought it was rather good myself. Bring me the cyborg technology, and I think the Balmoran people will get our message loud and clear.
Thank the stars I reached you. Sorry about earlier. With Chemish there, I couldn't say a thing. Station Chief Ranald told me you were from Imperial Intelligence, so I set things up as fast as I could. Anyway, Sanju Pine. Guess you know that.
I'm Cypher 9. Renald said good things about you.
I'm trying not to mess up anyway. So, Chemish verified your background. Intelligence did its job, you're fine there. I'm doing my best to find out anything about the cell leader, Greystar. Maybe you can learn more when Chemish trusts you.
Winning over Chemish is the top priority.
Right. Well, she's a fanatic, but she respects results. The more you impress her, the more she'll give. There's one other thing. Those power cores you're after, you know what Chemish plans to do with them, right? She's gonna attack Sobrik. She'll have some of the new recruits plant the bombs and run, hit the town and the Imperial base.
Casualties? How many injured, how many dead?
Well, how am I supposed to figure that? Just listen. I know a way to disable the power cores so Chemish won't suspect you. There's a machine in the factory that can do it. Run the sealed case through the machine, and the cores will fry. Chemish will see you didn't unlock it. She'll assume the cores went bad over the years.
If you're wrong, the whole mission ends in failure. That's not an option.
Look, I'm sorry. I was out of line, and it won't happen again. The mission is too important to risk Chemish getting suspicious. I'll see you when you get back to Troida, okay? Sanju out.
Kinda cute, isn't he? Kinda stupid, too. If he had money, he'd be perfect.
Sanju has a few things going for him.
You two would be perfect for each other. Horrifying, but true. Anyway, let's find that machine. Or maybe not.
There's been chatter on the Resistance frequencies while you were off planting the ordnance. Resistance grenades have been malfunctioning. Would you know anything about that?
It was a strategy to ensure military targets. I will take both the credit and the blame.
Civilian casualties are intentional. Both civilian and Resistance must fear the bombs. It's how we kill their morale. But besides that point, when you countermand my orders, Imperial troops need to be notified of any change. We now have to throw out every salvaged grenade in the mix because we don't know which ones are rigged to blow.
Are we finished then?
Be grateful for Watcher 2's interest in you. For his part, Toybox will go to the stockade for a few days and receive lashes. You I cannot punish, but I would offer free advice. There are people on this planet who replace everyday items with explosives. Do not push them beyond reason.
Word has it, the former Balmoran Minister of Defense, Vol Argon, got wind of your work destroying the generators at Nibre warehouse. He's furious. I can't wait to hear his reaction when we attack him with his own cyborg's gear. Perfect.
He will learn not to interfere with the Empire's plans.
Indeed. To reach the Resistance's main base, we need to push through the Gorinth wilds. But the Resistance have repelled all Imperial offensives with guerrilla attacks from this untamed and largely uncharted area. A Balmoran defector, Cavil Aren, has agreed to help us clear out the wilds and carve a path to the Resistance's base. He's at the Gorinth Imperial outpost.
Back already? Your friend's quick, Sanju.
Told you she was good.
You tell me a lot of things, but I asked for the stealth droid power cores. If you don't have them, you're wasting my time.
I had to melt down half an army of droids to get this. Better be worth it.
Sure you did, hero. It'll take a minute to get this case open. Sanju, go fetch Pyther and a droid.
I think we've got it, Kemish. Crack the case open and let's see if our new friend did the job right.
Looks like everything's here. The power cores read fully functional. This is nice. Very nice.
I think it's time to blow up some Imperials.
I agree. It is about that time, isn't it? I'll make the arrangements. You realize I wasn't expecting much. Didn't know if you were really for the cause. Didn't know if you had the skills. Still not sure how far I can trust you. But you've got the talent.
I've got talents you haven't even dreamed of.
Yeah, maybe you're right. We keep working together and maybe I'll find out. While my people are fixing up the power cores and planting them around Sobrik, you'll be doing something different. You seen the caves in this valley? Dark and cramped, but they make a nice hiding place. Scanners bounce right off them.
You make them sound so charming. I'll have to pay them a visit.
Yeah, you will. I was getting to that. Greystar set up a training outpost in the caves a while back. Then the Empire started dropping gas bombs on the Republic. The outpost was poisoned. Toxin got into the soil. Turned good kids into drooling psychos. And the caves were overrun by our own people.
There's got to be a way to flush the toxin out of your people. Restore their sanity.
Early on, maybe there was. It's way too late now. We're willing to cut our losses, but there's still data on the outpost computers. I want it transmitted out and the systems destroyed.
Sanju, get to high ground outside of town. You can pick up the signal with the booster box.
Is all this clear? Getting the data won't be easy, but you manage the factory, so I figure you can survive the outpost.
When are you going to let me shoot some Imperial skulls?
Give it time. Now get out of here. I've got some power cores to pass around and an attack to plan.
Agent, I hear you represent your Empire well. How do you like Balmora so far? Hard to believe there's so much fighting over so little.
I thought this was an Imperial operation.
I thought the Lieutenant would have told you. I'm Balmoran, but I'm also a businessman. Patriotism is bad for business. So is death, but only to a point. Resistance stealth troops have been infiltrating Imperial outposts, making quick strikes and leaving no trace. The Empire says they can't be beaten. I say they can.
How would you know how to beat them?
You don't see them until they kill you. That's what they say. But I built the tech they use to keep hidden. Their camp's in the Gorinth Wilds, but they've surrounded it with mines to keep strangers out. Watch your step, and you can use this device to detect the stealth fighters. They're fast, though. If I may offer advice, strike quick and hard.
I'm receiving your transmission. Give me a second to fine-tune the frequency and I'll start transferring the data. I just talked to Station Chief Reynolds. He says a series of explosives went off in Sobrik. Probably our power cores. They took out a barracks and a supply depot and they damaged one of the docks. A few dozen casualties. I thought you should know.
It could have been a lot worse than a few dozen casualties. We got off light.
Maybe. They probably only used half the power cores though, but doesn't matter. I'll focus. You know, I think some of this outpost data came from Greystar himself. Orders, information drops, that sort of thing. Blast. There's a list of collaborators. Balmorans who've been working with the Empire since the occupation. Chemish hates collaborators.
You're a collaborator yourself, aren't you?
I guess I am. Chemish probably wants to make the list public. If the collaborators are outed, a lot of Balmorans will want them dead. Some of these guys are officials, factory bosses, the works. If they start getting killed, the governor's gonna punish everyone.
This isn't my concern.
Look, I can send the list on to the Imperial authorities. They can set up protection for the collaborators in case Chemish goes public. You already showed you were loyal with the Sobrik bombings. We can take a little risk here.
We have to maintain our cover at all costs, even if that means people get killed.
I was afraid you'd say that. I won't do anything, as per your orders. I need to sign off and get back to Trader. You should do the same. Send you out.
How could you hurt his feelings? He respects you so much and you were cruel to him. All he wanted was to save a few lives. Now how will you two ever find happiness together? The poor boy's crushed.
What can I say? People just fall at my feet.
They do. Me? I have to push men down there, but it all works out. Anyway, let's get going. No point hanging around here.
No more surprise attacks. Good. Captain Rigel is on Holo. He wants a word with you.
I asked you to do a job, and you sure outdid yourselves. We'll all have medals by the end of this one. Word is the former Balmoran Minister of Defense Volargen might come down to Balmora. He's playing right into our hands.
What's the last mission?
Well, that's part of why I called. Now that the wilds are secured, we're ready for the final push. Colonel Vrain, head of the Imperial Conquest Consolidation Corps, has come to oversee the action. He's at the Sundari outpost, in striking distance of the Resistance's main base. It's now or never.
So you made it back. You did good work out there. All the data's intact. Did Sanju tell you those computers had a list of Imperial collaborators? You helped us expose traitors.
They're the worst kind of scum. I hope they get what they deserve.
They will. I can pretty much promise that. You know, you've really been impressing me. We need 100 people like you. And instead we've got... well, we've got Sanju. Pretty Sanju. Who's always been a little squeamish.
Frankly, he shouldn't even be here.
What? What did I do to you?
Nothing. It's what you did to me. Sorry about that. Would have taken care of him earlier, but I thought you should be here.
I never did trust that man.
I caught him duplicating the list of collaborators. He had this coming. Back to business. I need you for a special job, and it's an important one. You know our leader, Greystar? The regular recruits don't ever meet him, and there's a reason. Greystar operates from inside the Republic military base. It's a secret the Empire never figured out.
The Empire can't find a battle cruiser in a Starfleet.
They're not stupid. We're only around because we take precautions. The Republic doesn't know the truth either. If they realized one of their soldiers was our leader, they'd lock Greystar up. But they are getting suspicious. You need to extract Greystar from the Republic base at the Balmoran Arms Factory. He's coming to join us.
You expect me to march into a Republic fortress to rescue one man?
I expect you to show some commitment. When the job's done, lie low for a bit. I don't want to overexpose you. Greystar and I will set up a new safe house and contact you when we have an assignment. All clear?
Betray me and you're dead.
Don't worry. Greystar will want you around for a long time. It'll be a long march to the Republic base. Good luck, and thanks for all you've done.
Sir, Sergeant Tadas here for Cipher 9. Got orders from the planetary governor to find you. You're needed at this war conference, Priority Alpha 1.
I don't remember telling the Balmoran governor about my business.
Empire appoints you to run this planet. You keep track of who's slaughtering the Resistance. The Dark Council sent an emissary, big-time Sith Lord, to personally review the status of the Balmoran occupation. This conference will determine the next stage of the ground campaign. Whole war's about to be decided, and the governor wants your expertise.
Let me guess. The governor needs support from Imperial intelligence.
That's really none of my business, sir. Assigning black-level clearance. No one will cause you trouble. Be quick, though. They're starting any minute.
Agent, Captain Regal did well to recruit you. Today, the Balmoran resistance, backed by the government in exile, takes its last pitiful gasp. We have you to thank. It won't be long before the corpse of former Defense Minister Vol Argon is cold in the ground.
I hope you intend to say thanks with some form of reward.
That could be in the cards if you pull off this last play. The Resistance, aided by the Republic, has made its headquarters in the Balmoran Arms Factory. It is a heavily fortified facility, but it's not invulnerable. Not with such a powerful patriot as yourself on our side.
I await your orders.
If we may impose on you for one final task in service of the glorious Empire, we need you to break into the factory, shut off its power, and use the period of panic to shut down security. Once this is done, the main attack force can sweep in and wipe out the Resistance. And if you see Vol Argon, kill him.
This will be like terrorizing children.
Perhaps, but I wouldn't go in too overconfident. Word is the Resistance at the factory have the Republic's backing. They'll be well-equipped and well-trained. For anyone else, this would be a suicide mission. I wouldn't consider it, but I have a good feeling about you.
Do you know the worst part, Governor?
I didn't. I didn't.
Exactly. You didn't even own up to your mistakes. That's why the Dark Council gave this planet to me.
Please.
Watch and enjoy. I'm Darth Lacris, and I'm here to cleanse Balmora. Would you like to join me, Agent? I hear you're very good at your job.
Cipher 9, Imperial Intelligence. I might be able to spare resources.
You're here because I asked the Governor to bring me his best. Balmora has a problem.
My friends in the Resistance, I won't take much time. The Empire says it owns Balmora. The Republic says it's yours. We're gone. But you and I know Balmora's won with sweat and tears, and my boys will stand by your side until everyone knows it.
Grand Marshal Jaquetta, formerly of the Republic Army. Officially, he and his troops went rogue after the Republic withdrew from this sector. Ever since, they've been holed up under siege, aiding the Resistance and fortifying their position. You may have met their scouting parties already.
Grand Marshal Jaquetta? What's his story?
A brute. He seems barely literate, but he took 3 sectors from us during the war. Jaquetta and the Resistance are based in the Balmoran Arms Factory, home of the brightest engineers in the galaxy. I'm told the factory's generators are inexhaustible, its defenses cutting edge, its barricades block our scans, giving the Resistance peace and privacy.
We can't hurt them, but they can't hurt us while they're contained in there.
And what if they stop being contained? Jaquetta may have officially gone rogue, but the Republic still supports him. They fund his revolution from the shadows, make supply drops in secret. Those Republic hypocrites want the arms factory as a beachhead, and as Balmora's new governor, I say we take it before they mount a full invasion.
You don't know the Republic is planning an invasion. You don't even know they're behind Jaquetta and his men.
It is my judgment. And either way, Balmora is threatened. Obliterate the factory defenses. Lower the barricades that block our scans, and I'll have an army at your back. And if you can, bring me proof of Republic involvement on Balmora. We'll expose their lies on a galactic stage.
Darth Lacris, can you read me? I'm lowering the barricades to the Balmoran arms factory.
I hear you perfectly. We'll start scanning the interior now. Hold on. Someone cut through this interference.
Pardon my interruption. I'm Grand Marshal Chiquetta, formerly of the Republic Army.
You're about to be overrun with Imperial troops, but this doesn't have to be a bloodbath. Talk to me, Chiquetta.
You won't like what I have to say. I'm not a complete fool. Once I realized you planned to lower our defenses, I sent a few friends.
Jedi Knight Raylon Nis, reporting.
Tempest Squad, reporting.
Fresh volunteers who have taken a leave of absence to join the Balmoran Resistance. Taste of what's coming.
You expect me to believe these people are acting without Republic orders? They're violating the peace treaty by supporting the Resistance.
Raylon, are you here on Republic orders?
No, sir.
There you go.
Go! Go!
You hear me? This channel is still open. Did Chiquetta send a Jedi?
Along with a Special Forces team. He claimed they weren't with the Republic.
I'm sure he did. My people are performing a full scan of the factory now that the defenses are down. I'll patch you into the report.
My lord, we're detecting unusual signals from inside the factory. What appears to be a hyperspace beacon. It shouldn't be possible. It must have taken them decades.
Don't underestimate their engineers or their resources. What can you do?
In theory, starships could follow the beacon and jump-in system almost directly overhead.
The Republic is flying reinforcements straight to the Balmoran arms factory and bypassing our defenses.
All this time, the Republic and their engineers were boxed in. They were laying the groundwork for invasion.
Picking up. There are dozens of ships out there. Silhouette is Republic Special Forces, Triumph class.
This is how they did it during the war. Multiple strike teams, strategic objectives, 1 Jedi per military squad. They took entire planets. They know we see them. They're rushing to land now.
The Empire still runs this world. How much damage can those squads do?
Our forces are armed to fight a traditional insurgency, not elite strike teams. We'd need 1,000 Sith, not 6 million grunts. Take out the landing platforms and guidance systems around the factory. I'll have attack squadrons blow those ships out of the sky. Fail me now, and we perish with Balmora.
The fleet may be lost, but my Padawan and I can hold the Imperials while you regroup.
No. You've got your ship, we've got a few of our own. I want you to get the non-combatants and the wounded off Balmora. After we handle this. You're damn tough, you know that?
If we tried talking from the beginning, we might not be in this mess.
Anything's possible, I suppose. I've got Jedi at my back and the finest armor Balmoran Arms ever designed. Ignore the scratches.
We can cover your escape.
Let's see what an old man can do for his troops. Good fight. You've got, well, you've got something I don't have anymore.
It's not too late to stop more killing.
I'm glad to hear you say that. I know how much the Empire wants to expose the Republic's involvement in Balmora publicly. I confess the truth of the invasion, if you help my men.
Dead Jedi, Republic transports. Even before I came to the factory, I met squads of Republic troops. Why do I need your confession?
Because you know the truth, but the rest of the galaxy doesn't, and they'll trust my word over yours. Let the Balmorans and the non-combatants leave. Treat the Republic soldiers fairly, as prisoners of war. Help them, and I'll tell everyone we violated the treaty.
The Empire isn't without mercy. We can come to an agreement.
I appreciate that. Sounds like your troops made it inside. Keep your word. I'll keep mine.
Time to go, Jaquetta.
Sir, Squad 815, Darth Lacra sent us to reinforce your position.
Take the Grand Marshal into custody. We're done for now.
Understood. There's fighting all over the factory, but it looks like a victory. Orders are to regroup at the outpost when you can, sir.
Erueleflana Garo, Isaborgesem Zevaxa Inatro, Mbome Finadre. Egarus plot as vista Bokarpina, Nuimarstro Deberkur Burkurni.
It's an honor to meet you too, sir.
Eg Farkarksara Furflasku, Grania Memi Vravni, Hev Vico Omlibi Arinu. Gratio Pegar Huska Mevini, Minamu Forksa Meohun.
What about your own superiors? Is the Eagle a friend to the cause?
If by our Semarsufni was a Gibia Furhomupina. Erueleflana Garo, Isaborgesem Zevaxa Inatro, Mbome Finadre. Inum Gaifar, Hugme Mornogunintimi, Smog Horbon Vinum Matinhino.
You're not going anywhere, Greystar.
Filgartume Alhalda min per Burunig? Gratio Pegar Huska Mevini, Minamu Forksa Meohun.
This doesn't have to be about killing. Not if you surrender.
Baer Daruvonar. Uvapori Ebil Skure al Gut, Yarnudar Glongor. Baer Daruvonar. Uvapori Ebil Skure al Gut, Yarnudar Glongor.
Darth Lacris, Grand Marshal Jaquetta is defeated, and the Balmoran arms factory is broken.
You smell like smoke and blood. Let me show you something.
My forces received supplies and intelligence from the Republic. We knowingly and illegally attacked Imperial targets by order of the Senate. We broke the peace treaty that keeps our worlds whole, and for that, I apologize to all citizens of the galaxy.
There are protests on the streets of Coruscant. Republic ships are withdrawing from 3 sectors. You humiliated them.
The Republic may have lost face, but they're not going to stop attacking.
No, but who really wants that? I'm gathering troops for a clean sweep of the Balmoran arms factory. I'm making it my base of planetary operations. My governorship would be very different without you. You have my gratitude for your assistance.
Remember it. Imperial intelligence could use a friend in the Sith someday.
I don't forget my allies. It's time I return to ruling. There are new reports of resistance activity. Should you choose to remain on Balmora, perhaps I'll call on you again.
A full report as soon as possible, Station Chief.
Of course. As soon as things have calmed down. Ha! What have we here? If it isn't the Cypher herself come triumphantly to our doorstep. I was just telling our keeper about you.
I'm glad I can make storytime entertaining.
Indeed. We intercepted unusual communications from the Republic forces alluding to one of their people being assassinated. Well, before Sanju Pine died, he sent us some fascinating data. We put the pieces together and realized that you'd killed Greystar.
I can still smell his blood on my clothes.
Well, that should wash right out, eh? Without Greystar, the surviving terrorists will run amok for a few weeks, but soon enough, we'll round them all up.
The Balmoran cell is no longer a threat. The other cells in the Eagle's network will no longer receive fresh recruits and supplies from this world.
Any news on our primary target?
Progress is being made, but now is not the time for that discussion. Station Chief Reynolds will take matters from here. He'll run cleanup and forward any discoveries to headquarters. When you return to your ship, contact Watcher 2. She will brief you on all new developments and transfer credits to your discretionary accounts.
Amazing how a few credits brighten up the day.
You might be in the wrong line of work then, eh?
Good work once again, Cypher 9. Keep her out.
That man hides it well, but the strain's getting to him. Probably worried the Dark Council will skin him alive.
I'd be worried too if I were Keeper.
Make no mistake, I don't hold him responsible for what happened, but Darth Jadus was assassinated on his watch. Ah, but now's no time to discuss politics. You deserve a moment of celebration, and I have work to do.
It's been a pleasure doing business.
Indeed, my friend, indeed.
Not bad, Agent. Not bad at all. You and me, we're going places.
You said you wanted to talk.
What? Oh, yeah, sorry. No idea what I was gonna say. Been distracted. Thinking about home.
You never told me where you come from.
Red dirt ball of a planet way out near the unknown regions. Life was miserable on Ratatak. Backwards people living in caves. Big on tribal blood feuds. Almost got stoned to death when I was 12. That's when I knew I had to get out.
You're going to have to explain that. When you say stoned...
Rocks, fist-sized, thrown at me. My dad was from a cursed family, which is basically tribal propaganda for "we want your land." Some great-grandfather of mine was a warlord. Conquer a few tribes and you're a cannibal demon of the summit.
Being a cannibal demon's descendant couldn't be easy.
Like I said, stonings. No way was I staying planetside. I hitched a ride on a spice trafficker ship. Figured the big, civilized galaxy would have a place for me. I thought I was gonna get accepted. I had to get tough.
This spice dealer, did he help you do that?
Not him. Other friends mostly. I don't want to bore you. But it's nice talking like this. We should do it again.
Secure transmission established. This is Watcher 2. I'm glad you checked in, Cypher. Chatter has increased among the surviving cells, and it seems the Eagle is planning another attack.
I just eliminated a group of terrorists, and you can't say congratulations.
Sorry. Congratulations indeed. Now, we have a serious problem. The Eagle only needed one cell to bomb the Dominator and assassinate Darth Jadus. For what's coming, he's using the entire Terra network. But the messages we've intercepted are frustratingly vague. Just cryptic references to devices called Eradicators.
If anyone can get to the truth of it, you can.
I'm plugging myself into the monitors while I sleep, hoping my subconscious will sort it out. No luck so far. Not much to be done at the moment. You need to focus on taking the Terra network apart. As you eliminate the larger cells, we can identify more terrorist activity centers. Eliminate enough, and the network will lose cohesion.
Guess I'll be bailing you out again.
Good. Why don't you shoot a few people? That always helps me sort the data. Sorry, that was uncalled for. I just haven't had the energy to spend on social protocol. I'll be in touch. Watcher 2 out.